Maybe that's why he's so bitter. Is that he wanted to be chosen by Opal, but he was denied that, and now he's old. That's some interesting story, eh? I mean, it's rather curious that that book of all things, with that page open, was left in his home. I wonder if there'll be some lore behind that. Maybe he had been forced to marry his wife and have kids, and he didn't want to, and that's why he's resentful. It would definitely explain the attitudes of all the people in this house, family rather. Who knows? It might just be because he's a grumpy old jerk. There's plenty of people like that that don't really have a reason for that. So, who knows? Again, there's still a lot in this game that exists that there's not a lot of answers for. But I hope that in the future, one day, that all that which is happening will be revealed. I feel like there's like a bunch of stuff that could be going on right now, like especially involving the Fae, that we don't really know about. And I am major spoiler alert. Skip ahead a little bit. The Fae, for some reason, Mr. Fairweather, he wants you to give up 3 years of your life. What does he want that for? And why? What does he do with it? And what does he do with your body, namely? Because in the contract, it actually demands that you give up your life at 60. And that's, of course, many years of your own already. What does he do with a 6-year-old husk of a body? And does your family know? Does your family know that you're 60? Or like, let's say you disappear to get a cool new item. Is there any way to explain to them what's happening? Stuff like that. And like, if you do disappear for 5 years, can you explain to your son why you disappeared for 5 years? And also the Kynseed. Do most of the townsfolk know about it? Is it common knowledge? Or does it become common knowledge after you receive it? Because as of right now, when you, again, we're still spoiler talk, so if you hit this point in the video, skip ahead a little bit more. Townsfolk don't react at all when you disappear. They're still the same, and that's something that'll be changed later on, of course. But it is something to be curious about, like, are you like the Fae where they don't even notice who you are? Like you're just like another Fae wanderer, they're like, they don't remember you at all? They don't remember the twins? Or the devastated father who now searches fervently for his lost child rather? I believe canonically, these guys are actually gender neutral, like, whenever they're referred to, they use gender neutral language. So even though she does appear to be feminine, she is not technically, it is not canonically established that she's actually a girl. She could actually be either or non-binary even. And that's kind of cool because, I'm okay really either way. I don't think they'll actually, go through and, like, offer alternative pronouns because that would be, like, a lot of dialogue to go through for, like, minimal rewards. So it's probably better that they keep it being, like, gender neutral as it is. If only because it's more convenient that way. And also, there is same-sex relationships canonically in this game, or there can be rather, and you guys can have kids just as much as people who are in a heterosexual relationship. You don't necessarily need to adopt, which is something I appreciate, because if your character's gender is left ambiguous in the game, that means not only can you assert your own gender on them and their own gender identity, especially for people who don't fit into the binary gender, but you can also have it where it's left ambiguous as to who is the mom and the dad, and also have it left ambiguous as to whether they got the child through biological means or through adoption, you know? And that's something kind of cool, because I have no problem with, like, adopting as, like, I'm bisexual in real life. So I'm okay either way for there to be, like, I'm okay with people in same-sex relationships adopting. I encourage it, it's cool. And I like it that they have that in the game, but, you know, there's nothing that, it's kind of cool to be able to, like, you know, have the kid with the person you love. Like, I have no problems with adopting in games, but it's kind of cool that they have it as an option where you can just have the kid however you want in this game. Because, again, the gender of your character is left ambiguous. So even though they might appear to be, you know, the gender that you present as, it can be kind of, you know, left up into the winds as to how you had the kid. And you can just kind of fill in the blanks. You know? I feel like I'm rambling here. You know, just ignore me. But that's just something I think is really cool. Like Stardew Valley, where you could have, like, where you can have same-sex relationships. and that was cool, and I liked that. Gosh, I forget her name, but there was like this one girl that I thought was a complete and utter jerk that I eventually had the hots for. She was cool. Forget her name, but she was cool. I haven't played Stardew Valley in like years, but I loved the game. You know, funny enough, the way I discovered this game wasn't actually through like a Kynseed video or a Kynseed trailer at all. I was actually watching another YouTuber who was like talking about Discord or something. He was talking about a different game that he bought in Discord, right? And like in the corner of my eye, I saw like this other game called Kynseed. In like a brief description, it said a generational blah 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 blah. I saw the word generational, and my immediate thought was like, holy crap, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Because I had been for a very long time looking for kind of like a generational game where you would live, you would die, and you would continue on through the feed of your children. I like games with complex family systems. Like, that appeals to me more than just about anything. But for a very long time, there's not a lot of games that have like a complex family system. Because, to be frank, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of work in trying to program a game like that. And it's hard to do. So really, you can't realistically expect there to be a lot of games that do that. I mean, but in this game, that's kind of necessary. You're going to need to have that complex family unit and interaction. And one thing I'm kind of wondering is of like, instead of like adopting kids, maybe you could choose like one of your nieces or nephews to continue fine. Maybe that's something you could do instead. It's like, I mean, I guess maybe you, the player, wouldn't mind so much adopting. That's not so bad, but like, I'm wondering if like the heir, like, let's say they have siblings who like get married and have kids. Like, couldn't they choose one of their nieces or nephews? That would be kind of a cool option. Oh my gosh, you could turn the candle off and on and off. That's so cool. Cool. Up, and I'm going to sleep apparently. Oh, today's Druid Day. Lit. Today is Druid Day. A day where we pay homage to our beloved goddess. Head to the festival green and bring an offering. Okay. Hi, cow. Get the pets. Blueberries are lit. I don't like blueberry pastries, but I like blueberries. Blueberries are lit. Offering. I need to make an offering so the brownies don't get me. Someone don't get me. I wonder, is Twig like a fae? Because he is a rather odd fellow. I mean, he doesn't seem to be a fae. But nobody else seems to interact with him with me, other than me so far. He doesn't leave that area. It doesn't. Oh, sorry. Shoot. Stop it. Nope. So maybe. I don't know. He's obviously not normal. There's something off about him. I don't know what exactly here, but there's something about him. I'm trying to remember how to do this one recipe. Oh my gosh, there's like this one recipe I was able to do a while back. It's like, the goddess's, you know, we'll just look at this. Frothy Grim. One thing that I find rather frustrating is this quest, make a recipe. How do I do that? Like, am I supposed to just screw around a little bit and, like, eventually create something? In which case, okay, I guess. Doesn't really help a lot. But, you know, there's worse things to be. Could be dead. Okay, I know there's one recipe where you need nightlock, thyme, and milk. But we don't have any nightlock, and we won't for a while, so. I guess it's something we'll have to wait till, like, later, but I really wish I knew how to make, like, a recipe. What do they mean by make a recipe? I could find a recipe and follow that, but it's not entirely clear as to how to make a recipe. Maybe there was information about that and I skipped it or something. In which case, sorry guys, but oh well. Okay, I need to get my mighty steed. I always wonder, also, does anyone know what this is? I guess it's supposed to kind of catch your attention and say, hey, this is something you need to look at. But like, there seems to be like eye things, like all over the place. Like I'm talking all over the map, all over the walls. Like see, there's this here, and like inside the houses of all the villagers, there's like eyes. What are those? Like, do people make those, or the fairies do? I don't know. Like they're everywhere, and I don't know what they mean. And kind of like, you know, paranoid. Yeah, kind of the word I'm looking for. It's kind of weird or like anxiety-inducing to see all these eyes printed over the walls, and there not seeming to be any reason or acknowledgement of them. I mean, maybe this is just normal for the Vale, in which case, fair enough, but like, what is that about? Like, I wish there was like some more for that. I don't know if that's in game yet, but I hope there will be to kind of explain, hey, why are there eyes literally everywhere? What's with this big centerpiece? I mean, maybe it's just the cool looking road, but there's also like these little weird square circles that seem to be everywhere as well. What's that about? Also, what are these? Are these just supposed to be like flags that announce your way in the handle which village? In which case, okay, fair enough. Gotta get the fish. Oh my gosh. I will officially throw in the fishing rod if I cannot get this freaking fish. There we go. Not today, Stanley. Hi, Marnie. Hey, I don't think I've talked to this guy. Hi, Toby Jug. As I said, I'm not spending a lot of time talking to these people because there's not a lot of NPC interaction with them. Okay. He does look— I don't really hang around with the blacksmith that much because he pays so little for, like, so much work. Like, he gives you 1 copper, or 1 brass, rather, per, like, item you make. And that's, like, a lot of work. Like, you saw how tedious that was. It is just not worth it. I mean, I guess he lets you use your forge for and all, but, like, no. I worked hard. I probably get more money just selling the tin up front than I do actually making the thing, you know? Just like, I'm not doing that. I'm not working in your forge for free to give you a thing that you can sell for a lot more. Not about that. So I suppose that's kind of like capitalism for you. You work at an internship for like 5 years and you get paid very little. Ah, good times, eh? So I suppose it's not really capitalism's fault. That's just selfish people being pricks' fault. Celebrate Druida's Day! Hope you don't feel gassy, Druida. Those apples, they be gassy. Vote on some pigs. The pig betting thing is kind of glitched, I'm not gonna lie, because last time I believe yesterday actually, I put it in the bug reports on the Discord thing, was how the whole screen, like the whole game froze. It just wouldn't let me progress or do anything forward at all, and that kind of sucked. But for some reason that happened. It might have been my computer just sucking, generally speaking. Who knows? Okay, so I won some stuff. That's good. Probably should set up a marketplace. I have lots of fish to sell, and I know those sell fairly well. Okay, come on. Come on, Truffles. Sorry I did vote for you, bud, but you kind of suck. Tab. Been water off for a while. See, what are some things that I can sell? Alright, and now we just sit here and wait. Really. Oh my gosh, stop. One thing that I really look forward on this game is just looking at the family tree, seeing kind of like what you accomplished. Having all those family secrets and like a story, a legend, if you will, about your family. Having people know of the legends, like having people react and interact with your family into the name that you carry and the way in which your family carries yourself. Like have your family have like a reputation of some sort. Kind of like how the Cowpats have their own reputation for being sourpusses, you can have your own reputation for being legendary fishermen or whatever. Have people specifically seek you out for fish because you know that they know that you and your family can fish really well, or specifically seeking out to sell you things revolving around fishing, or telling you secrets revolving around fishing, or say people will talk about how your family seems very viral because you have like 15 kids. Like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of kids. How are you gonna feed them all? You're just like, I don't know, feed them fish. I'm gonna have some sushi up in here. If people react weirdly because what's sushi? They wonder. Oh my gosh, that man is. Oh, oh, he is not. Oh, he's not wearing anything under that, is he? Okay. Ah. Okay. That's fine. Fine. Yep. This is fine. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but there's like birds like singing like in the game, and that's really cool. I wonder how they got those sounds. Like just look at this game, you guys. Everything from the roads, like the shading, or on the statues and like the flags, how they move in the wind. I did not even notice that. There's a man walking his dog. Some of the characters look a little bit strange, but really, it's okay. My character in particular looks really strange because it doesn't appear like they have a nose at all. And maybe that'll like fix itself another time, but I'm not gonna lie, my character looks like some sort of strange fish people because they don't have a nose. I don't know, man. I find the whole dandelion like as like a clock type thing to be kind of interesting. Like as I said before, I didn't know why we needed the dandelions, but of course now I do know. Like who came up with that idea? It's a unique concept, and I kind of like it. One game I really liked that had like kind of like the family generational thing, as I mentioned before, was Shelter. Um, in Shelter, you played kind of like the Badger Mom, and that was really cute. I love the whole idea of like protecting your family to make sure they make it to the end. And also there was like Shelter 2, which is where you played as a Mama Lynx, and you again had to keep your family alive, but you would choose which one of your babies you would continue as, and so you would end up with kind of like a family tree, and that was cool and all, but it was very limited, and it felt like the family tree thing was kind of like thrown in last minute. Like you would always have four kits at the beginning, and they would all have like slightly varying skins, but they would all be relatively the same as each other. And you would never get to see if your other kits like survived. You could like if you once you chose one of the babies to play as, the other ones would kind of like disappear off the face of the earth and would play no role. Like you wouldn't have like cousins or anything, or nieces or nephews, and you couldn't go back and play as the other babies that you had that you might have grown attached to. You had to choose one of the four if four survived, of course, and that was that. I'm hoping that in this game, like they won't have like the siblings of the air disappear off the face of the earth and they actually play a role, but and like maybe have kids of their own, so you have like cousins or nephews. But it might not happen, in which case I'll have to be okay with that. And you know what? This game can't be perfect. No game will ever be perfect. But that is something I really want to have happen. But if they need to sacrifice having that for more cool features, then you know what? It is what it is, and I'll have to be okay with that. Because if you play lots of Generation, it can be kind of confusing to try and, keep up with that. But and this game doesn't need to meet all my expectations. Because, as I said before, it's kind of a newborn baby, and I can't expect the newborn baby to do everything, even when it grows up, that I want it to do. I'm gonna have to be happy with how it comes out. And so that's just kind of how it is. I really hope that like these like weird stone things play kind of a role though. Maybe they're just supposed to be decorative. I don't know. It'd just be kind of cool if there's like some lore behind it. No. Yes, no, maybe. Who knows? We also have a lot of gold now, so that's kind of nice. And I wonder what this is about. Small spoiler alert. Might want to skip ahead a little bit. Apparently you have to sacrifice like a living thing like at the end of the year. Like, there was like a small tidbit of lore about how you need to like, give up something up. It could be anything from like an animal you collected, or it could be even a family member, which is was a little bit of a red flag for me. But who knows, really? It might be nothing that big of a deal. It might just be everyone giving up squirrels or whatnot. I don't know. Well, squirrels exist. Maybe they do. Who knows? Anyway, I really appreciate anyone who decided to watch this video. It really doesn't mean a lot to me that some people would like stop and share their time to hear some of my lame opinions about the game. And so it's just, I really like this game, and I want other people to see it and like it too, and help support the developers in this. And also, I probably will have to end this video real soon, if anything, because I want to kind of like upload it to YouTube if possible. It'll probably be one of my first videos up there. I've tried recording things in the past, and it's really difficult because just crazy stuff happens, you know? But in the end, I know it'll be okay. I'm gonna go head back home, and then I'm gonna try to upload this if possible. Again, I really appreciate everyone who stuck with me this far. It really does mean a lot that some people would care. I'll probably continue this whenever I can. For now, I wish you guys well, and I hope that you guys all enjoyed this. Have a good day, and may you have a good Christmas break. Bye.